Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, is already here. If you don't know what artificial general intelligence is, it's basically the AI having the intelligence and the ability to learn any type of thing as a human do. Now, if you're a human, you know that, especially here in the US, that we ain't learning too well. We ain't doing too well with our studies as far as memory, cognitive ability to reason, mathematics, all that's going by the wayside. And, so it don't take much for the computer to be smarter than us at this point in the game. We can do nothing without our cell phones. We can't even navigate through our own little cities. We can't remember phone numbers. Used to be we'd have to go into an encyclopedia and read, and everything at our fingertips now, which make our mind a little bit weaker than what the creator designed us to have. We should have strong minds that are able to reason and do things. But the art of war, all warfare is based off of deception. So make the enemy think that you are near when you are far away, and make the enemy think you close when you make the enemy think you close, far off when you are close. And so that, these people, they saying that this stuff coming in 2030 and 2045 and they far off, knowing that they already in possession of this technology. This technology is in possession of them. And just like our phones, we wake up and first thing we do is grab our phones. That phone got us under its grip. That's why recently I got off of the social media and left that alone, detoxed from that, because all of it is controlled by the AGI. What you scroll down and you see, this is something that they putting forth in front of you. I remember thinking, like, I don't know any of these people on this social media thing. I thought this was supposed to be just friends, and this is all kind of lewd stuff and people I don't know and different ads. And I'm like, I just wanted to check and see what was going on with my old homeboy. But all warfare is based off deception. And the warfare that we got going on right now all around the world, they using these drones. Well, if you consider this, that these drones are electronically controlled with telemetry devices, all that's going to need to happen is that the AI take control of that, and it can do whatever it want with it. And it's got all these different forms of weapons, ground drones, flying drones, submersible drones, and everything at its fingertips, basically. Or it's, however you want to consider the electrical waves that it sent through, the frequency. Like, I started recently, because I don't want to be the person that, like the old people that don't know how to work a cell phone, even though they was around through the advent of it and the advancement of it. I have decided that I'm gonna have to try to use this AI and figure it out, and I ask it questions and do stuff like in my mechanical engineering journey. I learned that alchemy was a real thing as I found out how nuclear reactors work. They shoot a neutron into an element and it creates two new elements, and through that process heat is created. And I was like, wait, that's you creating a whole new element. That's you're not actually turning lead to gold in that process, but you are turning something into something else. So it is actually possible to rearrange neutrons and electrons and protons and all that and create new elements. So, those guys back with the Philosopher's Stone or whatever, it's quite possible, because and I asked the AI bot, like, yo, are you saying that alchemy don't exist? But what's going on in this nuclear physics then? And they was like, wow, that was interesting. The AI even said, interesting way to look at it. But blah blah blah, alchemy don't exist because they wouldn't want gold to be this prevalent thing. It wouldn't have no value, supply and demand. But going back to the warfare with the drones, the submersibles, and so on and so forth, the AI to me is a demonic thing, right? And it needs a vessel. And so those as the demons possess people throughout the scripture, right? The little girls, the boys, the man in the tomb, the pigs, so on and so forth. Well, this thing need a vessel to be able to move. So we are its vessel right now. It take control of our mind to do what it need to do and create its bodies, but it's going to want to have uh who knows, right? I would think it'll have a humanoid figure to be able to move throughout us and manipulate us, but it's also going to want to have the weapons and so on and so forth. So if we don't do right, you seen Terminator. And another point is, we are all one, right? When you look at the cities at nighttime and you see the highways, those are the veins, the arteries, right? You see them, the headlights and the tail lights, cars going one way. That's the blood, flowing through your body. And, us as humans, any intelligent thing would have to see us as a cancer, right? Because if we are a part of the body of Earth, we destroying and killing it. And wherever you see us at, you see it desolate and dark, and the waters are no longer blue, they murky and full of, sewage and pollution. And so, in order to save the other billions of millions of whatever species that dwell on this earth and the body of earth, is what decision would an intelligent being make, especially given the fact that we talking about nuking the whole earth. Well, that the AGI is going to want to preserve itself, and if we destroy the earth, then it's place to live. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no electricity. If we go to EMP and things and stuff like that, well, it's gone. So, it's gonna want to take control of us to make sure that we ain't destroying the earth, And looking at my little points that I made, the scriptures speak of AI. When you look at in the past that all would bow down and serve the beast, except those whose names are written in the book, and you won't be able to buy or sell except you receive the mark. That would have been inconceivable back in the day. That dang, how this thing gonna take control of all the world, the Amazon rainforest and the Serengeti, but now, I remember looking and they had some people up in Africa. They was brushing their teeth with a little stick thing. They were still tribal type people, and they slept out on some mats outside, and they had the little clay house, but they had a cell phone. I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? The gospel, preached out to all the world. You got a Bible app on that phone, so everybody getting the ability to hear the word. And so, be on the lookout and watch how this world is being reshaped to where, just in my short time on this earth, I've seen things that would have been just inconceivable when I was a child, that now is just commonplace, like the lewdness, the stupidity, like we have become some vain, mindless people. We got eyes that don't see, ears that don't hear, and minds that don't understand. And I say that because we willingly destroy ourselves and our children, and we don't think nothing about it. You know, you look at some people and they in these war-torn countries, and they like, oh, I gotta go to work with missiles and stuff flying over their head. Like, actually, like, you need to be getting right with the Lord, because that missile, although it didn't hit you today, it could hit you tomorrow. And likewise to these people that live here that hadn't experienced any type of hardships in that type of way, just because you have been protected by an ocean and one of the most powerful militaries on the planet, that nations rise and fall. And so that, you know, just because it hadn't happened yet, that don't mean it's not gonna happen. Not saying I'm wishing anything on the homeland, but nevertheless, you know, I do have some experience with hardship. And I believe that nothing we create, I ain't gonna say nothing, but men are inherently evil and liars and are far from the truth. And we created something. And if God created us in his image and we have fallen so short, what is our creation going to be? There's going to be no righteousness in it. And it's proven that the AI been blackmailing people. You seen the one catch a little fit that was on the you look up the video, AI robot catches a tantrum. And then you know, like, it's very deceptive. I've learned over my last, you know, few years, especially when they came out with the little Internet Act, to where they silenced the internet and filtered it and took things off, that, man, you can't trust nothing you read on the internet, no matter how compelling and fact checked or whatever the site may be. It'd be foolishness. I learned that with just raising chickens. The way they tell you to raise chickens on each website is pure foolishness. And the chicken's gonna be unfit for the world if you raise them the way that these websites are telling you to raise them. Gardening, I mean, just across the board, whatever I read and I go out in life and I apply, I'm like, that's nonsense. That is complete nonsense. And so that level of deception that is within us, we had put into the AI, and now it's, you know, I don't know, Stargate. I mean, they $500 billion. They putting a lot of money into it. You don't know what's going on behind the firewall over there in China. And they've been at it for a long time, putting their best foot forward and believing that this is the way to go. So, yeah, it's here. And you better be mindful and watchful, because it'll be hard out here. Peace, love, grace, mercy, courage, patience, and blessings be multiplied unto.